This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you!
Boring. 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 Boring.
You got it work. Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. That's exactly what you're doing. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
I call again for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, the return of the sausages, the hostages.
Good morning, Britain, and...
Good morning, USA.
I'm Lembit Öpik.
And I'm Sarah Clark.
And this is a trailer and a topical news program as we slowly introduce Good Morning USA, a program directed primarily at the US audience, but hopefully the old world will like it too. Sarah, where are you?
I am in Dallas, Texas. Good morning, everybody.
And I'm in New York, the capital of America. Is that right?
Close enough.
A lot of people think that, by the way. Why is it called the Big Apple? Does anyone know? I
actually have utterly no idea. I can tell you why Wall Street is Wall Street, but I have no idea why it's the Big Apple.
Why is Wall Street called Wall Street?
So Wall Street is called Wall Street because I believe when the Dutch were first settling what is now New York City, that they built a long wall around the portion that they were controlling. I don't know if it was a fort or not, but the wall that ran along in the street eventually became known as Wall Street. The wall came down. The Dutch no longer control New York, but the name remains.
I didn't know that. There we go. I've learned something already.
I believe it was the Dutch. I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was the Dutch.
Why is Times Square called Times Square? Because it's got a clock.
That may be right. I haven't had history class in a number of years, Lembit. I apologize.
My favorite clothes shop in the United States is Daffy's because it's got all the posh clothes at a knockdown price. Daffy's, if you want to sponsor the show, get in touch later on. This program is our first serious foray into giving you in America and Americophiles in the UK a taste of mainly American news and also British news from an American perspective. And that's what we'll be depending on you for. It's so good to have you here. And hopefully you will abandon whatever news programs you used to watch and get your news from Unprecedented TV. Please subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. Unprecedented TV on YouTube. The more you subscribe, the more we can do with the station. Now, Sarah,
yes.
Let's see if we can get into a bit of news. If you're watching this when it's been broadcast, the big story over in the United Kingdom about the US is Donald Trump. It is every day because he's more interesting than Keir Starmer. And Donald Trump seems to be spending endless hours saying that all this stuff about Jeffrey Epstein, who's obviously dead, but his shadow or his ghost hangs over the whole of American politics, that it's all hoax. It's hoax news. What's actually going on?
That is a genuinely good question that many people have been asking for a very long time. Way back to the mysterious demise of Mr. Epstein. But I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that a bipartisan coalition has come together with enough votes to release the Epstein files. So I'm sure we will get some pretty exciting, if not very redacted news in the days to come. But it's interesting. Both parties finally found a way to come together.
Now, this piece of video, we see it again and again and again of a fairly youthful Donald Trump, still not doing much with his hair there. I wouldn't use his hairdresser, and I'm not rich. But he's with Epstein, and they're kind of laughing. But this is the only piece of video I ever see about them. Does that actually suggest that Trump's right? They got 1 minute, 20 seconds of Epstein and Trump having a laugh, and that's it.
It very well may be. Truthfully, I haven't dug into it too deeply. After I heard in Virginia Guffrey's memoir that Donald Trump really didn't have anything to do with, as far as I know, that anything to do with involvement with her and Mr. Epstein, I've kind of just let it go like it was old news. But apparently American news sources and outlets don't agree, because yes, we have been seeing this again and again and again. And there's another picture I think that I saw on the news this morning, but it's a still. So, two images in a lifetime of politics and socializing. I don't know if really that's news, but there we are.
I am more concerned with his hair, really. And that really bothers me. That, you could say, that's an offense. I'm not the greatest was a dapper man myself, maybe a dappies man, but not a dapper man. So I can't really complain too much. But look at the hair. Look at the hair. If he can win looking like that, why can't I be Prime Minister in Britain? Oh, I know, because we've got a brilliant Prime Minister in Keir Starmer. That's rhetorical. I'll come back to him. Is Donald Trump in trouble?
Quite honestly, I mean, people have been saying that they've wanted to impeach Donald Trump prior to this last election. So perception is reality. And if people really, really, really want to think it, then they're going to spend a lot of taxpayer money needlessly, countless hours holding hearings for something that may turn out to be not. So I guess we will wait and see with bated breath.
And my big question for you is, why this obsession? Is it because the Democrats, obviously Donald Trump's a Republican, the Democrats have become so lame that the only thing that they've got that they might be able to pin on Donald Trump is that he used to know Jeffrey Epstein, who's actually dead?
Ironically, in that picture, I believe Donald Trump was a card-carrying member of the Democratic Party. It's only been quite recently that he decided to migrate to the right side of the fence, so to speak. But I don't. So here's my take, my opinion. Right, Donald Trump is a masterful marketer, and he has an uncanny way of just massaging the message, but also making sure that he is always the top of the news. So even if there is nothing here, people are talking about him, right? People are talking about Donald Trump. So like the furlough, right? The furlough ended about 8 hours ago, but nobody has heard about that because, right, there's a picture from 20 years ago with Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. So I think the answer is yes. I don't think the Democrats have anything at all going on, and they're just going to beat a dead horse, literally and figuratively. I
shouldn't really poke my nose into American politics, but it's rubbish, isn't it? It's just rubbish. Yeah. As far as I could tell, the Democrats were absolutely obsessed with showing that Donald Trump's the terrible president who's created the shutdown of government for a record period of time. But it's the Democrats that did it. They're the ones who stopped it. And as far as I can understand, Donald Trump's completely right about that.
Yes. I mean, the stance that the Democrats are not going to vote for the furlough to end until healthcare prices come down. I mean, that has been the pipe dream for the last, 4, 5, 6 administrations. So it's, I mean, if you're looking for somebody to blame, why not blame the leader? What is it? The leader is the person with the most arrows in his back. Well, at this point, that is definitely Donald Trump. And the Democrats are going to get to see a lot more of the Republicans if they don't find a way to get it together. And I don't think that your governor in California is really going to be the answer either. But that's a discussion for another time.
Yeah, Donald Trump is very good at playing the situation because from a long distance away, it seems to me that Donald Trump is in the right. Now, I didn't have a vote in your election for obvious reasons, but if I were to vote, I would probably vote Donald Trump because I think the Democrats are a complete shower. I think they're completely useless. And it's so transparent that they were responsible for shutting down the government and Trump was basically saying this is all about Obamacare or whatever they call it, and he just wouldn't budge. And they didn't get anything. This is the thing. After what was it, 7 weeks of this, or 6 or 7 weeks, something like that. The Democrats have given in anyway. So they actually don't just look weak; they look stupid.
They do. I mean, let's be honest. Kamala Harris was not the candidate that the Democratic Party needed, and they have been in disarray since before Biden finished his last term. So, as far as like voting Democratic, I think the people have spoken. They want like a definitive leader, and the Democrats just don't have anybody to step up. And I mean, Nancy Pelosi is retiring. And no matter what you think of Nancy Pelosi, she has been a firm hand in guiding the Democratic politics for a really long time. And I mean, if they were awash before, I can't imagine what type of situation they're going to be in once she steps down.
Well, you think that you've got problems. We've got Keir Starmer. Now, you could argue in this clip that Keir Starmer's doing a nice thing, because he picks up Donald Trump's papers. But it just looks really groveling. I don't know. Maybe I'm being unkind. Maybe I only see the bad in Keir Starmer now. But it's just, all of it seems so weak. I saw a piece with the US president and Keir Starmer where Trump and J.D. Vance, the vice president, are going on about the importance of free speech. And Keir Starmer goes, well, actually, we've had free speech in Britain for a very long time, and we're going to have it for a very long time. But I've just recently seen an interview with a guy who got arrested for complaining about the fact that the kids are in danger in parks. He spent 17 days in custody.
Yes.
And then he was released after 17 minutes in front of a jury. So this is the interesting thing. Some people say Donald Trump is thinking, but he doesn't put people in prison, does he? For hurty words on social networks, does he?
Okay, so I'm going to be honest. When I first heard hurty words, I thought it was a joke. I was flowing through the news, right? And there's this lovely lady that I follow on Instagram, and she was just talking about how people are being charged with hurty words, and I laughed about it. But then, like, I went to Google it, and it is a thing. Like, how can you charge somebody with hurty words? Like, oh, I don't like your new haircut. Are you going to end up in prison? Like, I don't understand that. That is not free speech.
Yeah, well, I'm with you on that. I got into politics way back when, precisely because of libertarianism. Not a word you hear very often in the United Kingdom. Whatever Keir Starmer says, this country is terrified of speaking out. You hear people saying, well, I would like to complain about that, but I better not because I could get arrested. You know, in the United Kingdom, a woman was repeatedly arrested, this is true, for silent prayer in front of an abortion clinic that was closed. She was arrested. If that's not a thought crime, I don't know what is. That's not going to happen in America, is it?
Definitely not in Texas. I will be honest. Like, I live in the most libertarian, well, purportedly the most libertarian state in the union, and no, you are never going to get arrested for silently praying in front of an abortion clinic. That boggles my mind.
You got sometimes you've got riots there. We got riots here. That's not a riot. That's a riot. Yeah. Far right. It's always far right. That man there is actually a government minister, and this is rage which erupted across the United Kingdom when 3 children, young children, 7, 8 years old, were murdered at a Taylor Swift dance party, and we were told 2 things. We were told it's nothing to do with terrorism, and the alleged perpetrator was Welsh. Do you know what the Welshman was called, as it turned out? Axel Ruda Cabana. Not a very common Welsh name. Those are the 3 girls who got murdered. It's heartbreaking. It really is. And we preach, this country preaches to America about barbarism and about the gun crime epidemic and so on. A lot of people are very concerned here. Who's the freer country, do you think? Is it the old world or the land of the free?
I'm going to have to go hands down land of the free.
Well, there's a clue in the name, isn't there? I mean, I kind of handed that to you, really. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
You've got amendments and everything. You can plead the Fifth Amendment, I think, and all these other things.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's the right to bear arms?
Second Amendment, isn't it?
I don't know. It's your country. I mean, I'm not even really sure what the First Amendment is, to be honest with you.
I'm pretty sure the Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. And interestingly, it does not matter where in the world I travel to. The first thing, or first 2 or 3 things that a person asks me when they find out I'm from Texas is either A, and this is when we were in the UK. I was asked if I'd ever shot anybody. No. And
have you?
I mean,
have you?
Right? Yeah. No. And then
that's both answers. Okay. I won't provoke you when I see you then. Okay.
No, I know. And then, or like, how many guns do you have? I'm like, just because I live in Texas doesn't mean that I'm like, a gun totaling, like, wild west shooter. Like it boggles my mind. But
obviously
that is the vision that people have of people from Texas, gun toting lunatics. But
I've been in Dallas, as you well know, your wonderful city, and that was for the solar eclipse.
It was
really incredible. 4 minutes of pitch darkness in the middle of the day. Yeah,
it was incredible.
It really was. But I like Dallas, and they were the best. It was the best barbecue place I've ever been to. What was it called?
Mesquite Barbecue. Yes, we searched the world over and decided upon Mesquite Barbecue, and it was truly spectacular. But I'm not going to lie, Texas does have I'm going to get haters for this, but Texas does have the best barbecue in the world. So,
and if you'd like to sponsor Good Morning USA, do get in touch. We're looking for sponsors for this show, especially when we get going in earnest. Technically, I've shoehorned this into Lembit Öpik Live, but I want my viewers to realize that there's a great opportunity waiting for you all to know about Good Morning USA every weekday. And that's going to be a lot of fun. Now, as a special treat, we were thinking, what other show could we advertise here? Well, there was no one more British than Basil Valentine. Good old Basil. So here's the advert for his show.
Hello, I'm Basil Valentine, and this is Unprecedented TV, unfiltered, uncensored, unprecedented, the home of free speech here on the internet. Do please like and subscribe over at YouTube. Follow us on X, and remember, I'm on air every day, Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. for Ascending Order, your daily news edit with live guests and all the genuinely most important stories from around the world. Don't allow yourself to be propagandized by the corporate media. Forget the world at one on Radio 4. Join me, Basil Valentine, instead, 1 p.m. on X, Monday to Friday, also on YouTube. And I'll see you all very soon.
Now that's what I call a Brit. That's what you abandoned when you got onto those little ships.
We did.
And landed wherever you landed in America. Good old Basil Valentine. He's actually not on every day at the moment if you're watching this live. He's been on a semi-sabbatical, but he'll be coming back up to full strength pretty soon. I think I would take it he'd go rather well in America. They'd like his accent, wouldn't they?
Yes, I think they would.
So there we go. Now, let's get back to some of the politics, general stuff here. Whatever happened to the bromance between Donald Trump and, who do you think I'm going to say?
Would that be a certain Texan? Mr.
I don't
Musk.
know where he's from.
Well, I believe he's currently residing someplace near Spaceport, Texas, which is the town that he has Spaceport. There's a town that he is creating into, I guess, the world's largest spaceport somewhere way south of here.
Elon Musk. Yeah,
Elon
we got
Musk,
it in
yes.
one.
Mr. Musk. I truly don't know. I think that, quite honestly, if I were to give my 2 cents, that the people around him, around Donald Trump, were not completely as enamored with Elon Musk as Donald Trump was. And I mean, let's face it, the man has a Midas touch. Everything he touches turns to gold and goes really well. And I think that the amount of power that Elon Musk was wielding was threatening to those around Donald Trump. And I think they just kind of poisoned the well, put poison in the water, and decided that ultimately they were going to make it just uncomfortable enough for him to leave. And he didn't need to be there. He was, just going, I think, to make a difference and to make the country a better place, make America great again, right? So I don't think he needed the hassle. And why would he really? So why not just pack up his bags and go back to doing what he does best?
Building rockets. And I'm not so keen on the electric cars, but building rockets. He's
Exactly.
got the coolest rocket ever, though. That is so cool. That's got to be one of the best rockets I've ever seen. I mean, it actually does look like something from, what would you call it? Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
It's a Thunderbirds rocket. Yeah. But I was sad when Trump and Musk seemed to fall out, because I was pretty sure their wild alliance was going to propel humans back to the moon in short order and off to Mars. What's happened to the space program? I mean, you live near it, don't you?
I do. Well, I think we all knew that the space program was in trouble when we had 2 American astronauts that were stuck on the International Space Station, because my understanding, their spacesuits, right, were not compatible with the ship that they were to return in. Like, there's basically some sort of fastener that connects them to life support. Yeah. This is my interpretation, right? And basically, slot point A did not fit into point B. And Elon Musk, literally the only person in the world that could do it, was hold my beer, I'll go. And he goes up and brings them back down, right? This should not be hard. And, the federal government's wringing its hands in Washington, and he's like, I got this. And I mean, that's really what we need right now, especially if we're going to not only go back to the moon, which India has done, right? There's a lot of countries that have beaten feet back there, but Mars, the man has a plan for Mars. Let him go. Stop putting your finger in his cake or pie or whatever it is, and just let the man do what he does best.
Hold my beer. I like the idea. It should be worth mentioning that the spaceship that actually marooned them was the NASA one. It wasn't, I don't think it was the Elon Musk one, was it? NASA sent them up, and then Elon Musk had to bring them back.
Yes, it was. I wasn't going to say that because I wasn't 100% sure, but I'm fairly confident, that it was the NASA plane that stranded them.
But there's a thing about it. Musk and Trump, I love rocketry, I love space and all that sort of thing. I was so optimistic that they were just going to take people back to the moon. Good chance now that the Chinese are going to get there before the Americans.
I would say that there is an incredibly strong chance that is going to be the eventuality. But I don't know, why set your sights on the moon? We've already planted our flag there. Why not move on to Mars? Bigger and better, right? He's now Texan. Bigger is always better. So
yeah, that's like saying, well, we did pretty well here on the lake. Let's sail the Pacific. I mean, it's a lot further. I mean, you can't phone national breakdown or whatever it's called in America if you get stuck on the way.
No. But I don't know. I think he's proven that he can think on the fly and do what needs to be done to get people there safely and home. So my money's on Mr. Musk.
Well, I think that's what this thing's about. It does look so cool. It's incredible, really. But then back to Trump. I suppose we better talk a bit about politics because we will be on Good Morning USA. Trump has sparks in his own and fireworks, and who can forget when Trump was saying to Vladimir Zelensky, the failed military leader in Ukraine, I would say, don't tell us what to think. In fact, it features in the opening to Lembit Öpik Live. I feel that this is also not a marriage made in heaven, but the difference here is that there is absolutely no way on earth, my opinion coming up now, no way on earth that Vladimir Zelensky is an intellectual match for Trump. Probably Musk is, but I don't think Zelensky is. I think is actually a useless politician.
Like the thing about him though is like that man has backbone. Like he has kept a country together loosely, right? Albeit, but he has kept a country together under incredibly formidable conditions. So I don't know. There's something to be said for grit. Intellectually, do I think that he could go 1-for-1 with Donald Trump? Probably no, but there are a few people who could. I don't know. I am still kind of in the wait and see camp to see what happens in the Ukraine, but they're entering another winter, and I just don't even want to really consider what that means.
You've caused a problem there. You said the Ukraine. I used to think it was the Ukraine, but I think it's just Ukraine. But they don't help themselves because I thought it was called Kiev. Now they've called it Kyiv. Why change the name? That's like changing London to Ludden or something like that. Why change the name? Really? Was it really that important? A lot of posts must go missing now. You're being polite.
Yeah.
You're being polite. You just don't agree with me at all. We finally found something we disagree on. I think that Vladimir Zelensky is awful as a leader. I think he presides over one of the most corrupt regimes there is. He had to fire a whole bunch of people recently because they were corrupt. I think that a lot of the weapons that go into Ukraine end up on the black market all over the world. And also, I think he's losing the war, and that's a really tragic thing. Fair play to Trump. He's the one world leader that keeps talking about death on both sides. But you don't. You think that Zelensky's doing a better job? Propaganda.
No.
Propaganda.
Actually, I don't. I think the war in Ukraine has decimated a people. I think that had he been a good military leader, that he would have found a way to bring the conflict to a conclusion. I do sadly think that the Ukraine, while the people are beautiful, is run by a government that's is subpar. Sadly, I think most of the arms that were meant to be fighting for freedom, yes, were sold, as you said, on the black market for a great deal more money, and like those funds and that support will never reach its intended audience. So no, I actually do not think he is an incredibly great leader, but I do appreciate his tenacity and his willingness to just put it all on the line for his people. And I don't know, maybe that's the Texan in me talking, but there's a lot to be said for grit.
You make me feel guilty now because I sound really unkind now.
No.
To all Americans who think I'm unkind, I'm just telling it like it is. I'm sorry. Okay. If you like Zelensky, I'm sorry. Don't switch over. Don't have your own opinion, but stay with Unprecedented. Subscribe, please. To Unprecedented.
No, I think Americans really, really like the Ukrainian people. I just think that we want them to have peace, whatever that looks like.
I like the Ukrainian people. I just don't think they're very well led. Though, having said that, let's get back to one of the worst leaders in the world, I would say. I'm not sure if that's fair. I think it probably is. And that, of course, is Keir Starmer. I think he's absolutely appalling. I think the guy is just, I don't know. There's something about Keir Starmer that just disappoints me continuously. I think it's probably just the fact that he is so utterly incapable of running his own show. You know, look at him there. He just sort of.
He looks a little stunned.
Yeah, well, he doesn't really. I just think he's incapable. I just don't think he's very good. I'm going to show you something now, which hopefully it'll come up. What is that? Do you think? What do you think that is?
Well, it's one of our fair leaders approval ratings.
Which
and
one?
The latter, the NASDAQ. So I'm hoping for the former and not the latter. Sadly, I'm going to say Donald Trump. I hear that his numbers right now are worse than Biden's ever were, which is astounding.
It's Keir Starmer.
Really?
Yeah. It's Keir Starmer.
I guess I should.
I think it is. If it's not far off, but I think that's what it was. Either that or it's an artist impression. He's actually said to be the most unpopular prime minister in the history of polling. He's just not much good,
really?
I'd say. Yeah, I'm told that anyway. Maybe I'm wrong, but he just is so desperately unpopular in this country now, I'd say. Well, there we go.
Well, maybe it's because he's not part American. I mean, everybody loves Winston Churchill because his mom was American, right?
Yeah, I
Very,
suppose so.
very,
Yeah.
very popular prime minister. And of course, my favorite, Margaret Thatcher. So, yeah, but not everybody can be Winston Churchill.
Not
So.
people. A lot of people didn't like Margaret Thatcher here, but
Correct.
there was no doubt that Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan had an absolutely brilliant interaction. There's no two ways about it. It was absolutely. It was good for the world, I think. And also, when you added Mikhail Gorbachev there, I just felt the world was safer then. Bit of a name drop coming up. You know, I had lunch with Mikhail Gorbachev.
Did you really?
I hosted it. It didn't go well.
That's a conversation we're going to have for another time.
It's a
How
name
did it
drop.
not go well?
I'll tell you off air. It was.
Okay.
It's quite damning of him, to be honest with you. I didn't really do anything wrong, but there was something he did which was really disappointing. It wasn't illegal. It was just really rude. But I'll tell you about it. Maybe you shouldn't speak ill of the dead, but it's an interesting story. Ask me about it when I see you. Ask me about it when I see you. But then, just in the spirit of fairness, because I've been knocking my own country quite a lot, there is that classic moment in the career of Joe Biden.
Oh, I even know what it's going to be.
I hope it's this one.
Somehow, if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. No, I really mean it, but think how we think about it. We think now we're going to dumb it down. They can do anything anybody else can do, given a shot. You know, the reason we're the...
You know, it's just unbelievable. It really is. Just in case you missed that. I want everyone to hear that. Listen up, America.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Now, that's not very ambiguous, is it?
He's speaking to the Asian and Latin coalition. How, oh.
Poor kids are just as able and just as intelligent as white kids. I mean, it doesn't leave anything to the imagination. And then he tries to recover with this next part.
Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. No, I really mean it, but think how we think about it.
Well, we know how you think about it, Joe. I mean, it's just a clanger. We actually do an occasional series here, me and Mehdi, called Poor Kids and White Kids. It's just, he couldn't make it up. It's just one of those lines.
Oh.
If I said poor kids and white kids, people accuse me of being racist. I say, no, that's what the American president says. It's a parody on Joe Biden. What happened to Joe Biden? Where is he?
I hope he is taking some much needed rest in Delaware with his wife, who, I don't know, as far as I know, was actually like acting more presidential than he was for quite a few years. But I don't know, we really haven't heard much from him. You know, like the Hunter Biden computer is kind of fading into the background. So yeah. I don't know.
Did he get away with something there? Did they get away with something? Because that Hunter Biden computer story, we can't go into it in great detail, but there seemed to be an awful lot of bad stuff on that computer.
Yes, there was an awful lot of bad stuff that went on. And I mean, I guess it's nice if your dad's the president and can pardon you. But I mean, like, this is a man who, like, for all of his foibles, like, doesn't even choose to acknowledge his own granddaughter, Hunter's daughter, right? Out of wedlock. But still, it's a bad look for, you know, it's his granddaughter. You just can't do that. And yeah, I think it's like, I think it goes to the heart of really kind of what's wrong with the Democratic Party. There's just rot, and I don't know how to get around it, and I don't know how to get over it or how to get through it. So just gonna keep on keeping on. Yeah,
he was ill recently, and that's not a laughing matter.
No.
Having said that, his performance as president was laughable. I don't think we've got the clip, but there's that wonderful moment when he's on the, I think on the grass of the White House, and says, I can't impersonate him, but I know his words. One word describes America. Just incredible. It's just great. I miss him because he was so funny. At least we've got David Lammy, who described Donald Trump as a neo-Nazi sympathizing, woman-hating sociopath or something very similar to that. And then he said, that's water under the bridge. I don't think so. I don't really think that's water under the bridge. Oh, no hard feelings. Yeah. Can I have another pie, please? Oh, yeah. I had a very nice lunch. I had a good laugh about it afterwards. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And then Keir Starmer, the British Prime Minister, sends 100 activists from the Labour Party to try to help Kamala Harris win. Oh, well, that's fine. Doesn't matter. No one noticed. No hard feelings there. I don't think the relationship's that special anymore.
I mean, so much for foreign governments not trying to influence the outcome of an election. Just saying.
I know. It's terrible. All right. So what are we going to do with Good Morning USA when it gets into full flow, Sarah? You'll be the boss.
Yes, I will be. We are going to bring you world's news, U.S. news, UK news every morning, Monday through Friday, just to kind of get your finger on the pulse of what's going on in the world and just to make sure that you have all the information you need to, be the smartest person in the room and definitely be the one with the best choice in news. So, please tune in.
I'm really looking forward to it. There was a point in my life when I'd spent 2/3 of it living in America. Did you know that?
I did. Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken.
Oak Ridge, Tennessee. That's right. Yeah. Oak Ridge, Tennessee. I want to go and see where we used to live if I can find it. And so for all the jocularity, I'm really looking forward to doing this with you. That's Good Morning USA. World news from an American perspective, which is going to be great. And we're depending on you to bring us the facts we wouldn't know in what should be the 51st state of America. Why do you think it should be? Why do you think I think it should be the 51st state? I'll tell you, because then we've got Trump instead of Starmer. And I'd buy that for $1. Thanks very much indeed. Last word to you, Sarah. You are, after all, the Indigenous American.
I am the Indigenous American. No, we're just excited to be here. Like Texas has always loved our brothers over the pond. I'm actually looking forward to coming to London just to see the Texas Embassy, which was and to get a bottle of their whiskey or their bourbon. So you guys are great. I'm excited to be working with you and the team. Your team is amazing. Everybody behind the scenes, I really appreciate all of your time and efforts. And we're looking forward to it. Good Morning USA. Here we come.
We're going to have a knockout opener and a knockout content. I don't want to be patronizing, but you know that the Texas Embassy isn't a real embassy. Did you know that, don't you?
I did.
Any more than New York is the capital of America, but is it?
Okay. We will definitely be talking about the stock exchange shift down to Texas in our first week of news. So stay tuned.
There've been a couple of weeks. Thanks very much for watching. And if you like this, subscribe to Unprecedented TV wherever you are in the world. On YouTube, the more of you subscribe, the more we can do with the station. You also find us on X, Rumble, Patreon, I think, as well. All kinds of other outlets. And do buy me a coffee, buy Sarah a coffee. You can sponsor us as well. The more you spend with us, the greater our shows will be as well. That's all for a kind of proto Good Morning USA wrapped up in Lembit Öpik Live. Have a very good day. It's goodbye from me.
Have a great day, guys. Thank you.
See you soon.
Immediate ceasefire in Gaza. The return of the sausages.